Back at it with some more Mets news, guys. Jose Cantina is injured, has a, fracture on his ribs. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're going to get into this video. But this video is going to be about who is going to be their fifth starter after this big injury to Jose Cantina. Now, the Mets have options in, Tylor Megill, David Peterson for sure. But, man, this is very concerning for the New York Mets. You wanted this guy to be healthy. You wanted Jose Cantina to be healthy. You wanted him to make starts. It is what it is. That's why you have depth, I'm glad that the Mets have a guy like Tylor Megill, and David Peterson, these young guys, 27 at the age. But at the end of the day, you want guys like Tylor Megill, David Peterson definitely in your depth. And the fact that the Mets have it is really an advantage. So I'm happy that the Mets have, some backup options. Definitely, with Tylor Megill and David Peterson. Now, as to who gets that starting fifth spot, it really is going to depend on spring training. It's going to depend on what they did in 2022, last year. So let's talk about, one guy. Let's talk about Tylor Megill. Now, Tylor Megill, I love Tylor Megill. This guy is young. He has a really good fastball, in the mid-90s for sure. Has a nice changeup. He's working on a curveball as well with Max Scherzer. So he's trying to improve himself and get better. But the thing about Tylor Megill, guys, is health has been an issue in the previous years. He's only pitched in 15 games in 2023 and 2022. So, he went 4-2, with a 5.13 ERA. Now, you can't forget Tylor Megill was the opening day starter for the New York Mets in 2022. So he's looked upon as a very important piece for the New York Mets. And obviously we know that Jacob deGrom was injured and he couldn't make the start. And, they didn't want Max Scherzer to, get off his day. But Tylor Megill is a big piece for this team. So, listen, I like Tylor Megill. I like the fact that he's working on himself in spring training. He's working on a curveball with Max Scherzer, one of the best starting pitchers in the major leagues, a guaranteed Hall of Famer for sure. So this is a good place to learn, a good guy to learn from, an amazing guy to learn from, which is Max Scherzer. So if that curveball can be lethal, if he can work on a nice curveball and expand his repertoire, that would be awesome for Tylor Megill. But also his health. Tylor Megill has to focus on his health. With these injuries like last year, you got to focus on your health. And yes, sometimes you can't control, what happens, with the health. But it all has to do with strength and conditioning and all that stuff. So I like Tylor Megill. I think that he definitely should be considered, in this fifth starter role for sure. Like I said, I love his fastball, a nice changeup. He's a right-hander. He has a pretty good, pretty good slider. So look, I like Tylor Megill. Do I think that he should get the role? I don't know, over David Peterson, which we're about to talk about right now. So let's get into David Peterson, baby. Okay, so David Peterson. Let's talk about David Peterson. I'll tell you this, man. David Peterson is a lefty starter. He was a first-round draft pick. Overall, a very, very good pitcher. Still young at the end of the day, 27 years old. So he's still young. But he's definitely in the depth chart, definitely after that Cantina injury. He's definitely seen as a guy that could possibly be the fifth starter for the New York Mets. And let's talk about what he did in 2022. He pitched, in 28 games, guys. So he pitched way more games than Tylor Megill because David Peterson wasn't injured like Tylor Megill. So that's a plus, with David Peterson, his health, that's a plus. He won 7 games. He lost 5. His ERA was 3.83. He had some relief appearances and, he didn't start off so great, in relief, but he got better, definitely. So look, David Peterson is very, very valuable to this team. Definitely, a team, the Mets, that doesn't have a lot of young starters. David Peterson is very, very, very important to the New York Mets plans. Definitely in the future and now, to be honest. So the fact that he pitched in 28 games last year just shows he's durable. he's supposed to be on this team. Yes, he hasn't really got that, that locked in starter role with the New York Mets. He was up and down from AAA to the major leagues, from up in, AAA to the major leagues, AAA to the major leagues. But David Peterson was very, very important in 2022, and he's going to be important in 2023. So listen, I liked David Peterson. He has a really good slider, good changeup. I like him as a pitcher. He's a good pitcher. When he has his control and he's not wild all over the place, that's what I like about David Peterson. He's confident. I think that over, 2021, it wasn't the best year for him, but 2022, he had a better year overall. And yeah, man, he gained some confidence, and that's what David Peterson really, really needed. And yeah, he is a lefty, so I like David Peterson. Yes, the Mets, felt like David Peterson wasn't ready for this role because they got Jose Cantina, another, lefty starter, So it's not really a knock on David Peterson, but it's just like you got to go over experience. And the Mets want to win now. They want to win now. And what Jose Cantina did last year, they felt like, oh, this was a good option for the New York Mets. Why not? Let's sign Jose Cantina for, I think it was 2 or 3 years or something like that. So definitely, guys, David Peterson is in the running for this, fifth starter role. And I'll tell you this, I think he deserves it. I think David Peterson is a hard worker. What he has done, over the offseason, he had a little foot injury scare in spring training, but it seems to be all good now. He seems to be better. It was a little concern because I don't want David Peterson to get injured. I'll tell you that, because he's very important to the Mets' plans in 2023. But who should be the fifth starter for the New York Mets? At the end of the day, I love both guys. I love Tylor Megill. I love David Peterson. But I'll tell you this, I think that David Peterson is seen as, more on the depth chart than Tylor Megill in this role. And that's just because David Peterson is just more durable. He's more, he's definitely someone you can count on. Tylor Megill, there's injury concerns there. He could be injury prone. That's the thing about Tylor Megill. And I like both pitchers, but I really think that David Peterson is seen as possibly going to be the fifth starter for the New York Mets in 2023. Let me know what you guys think about it. Are you guys happy with David Peterson? Do you guys think that Tylor Megill should get the role over David Peterson? Let me know. But I'll tell you this, man. I think David Peterson and Tylor Megill definitely are going to start in 2023 somehow, because the age of the rotation, Carlos Carrasco, Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Jose Cantina, these guys are pretty old, okay? These guys are pretty old. These guys are not that young. So obviously, just like David Peterson said in a previous, post interview, it's going to be a lot of games. It's not like they were depending on these 5 guys to pitch 162 games. It's just not going to happen. It's not possible. It's not, especially with this age, especially with what's going on now with the pitch clock and how these pitchers are going to have to adapt to the pitch clock and, pitching faster and, changing things. They're going to have to, this is going to be a tough year, for pitchers. It's not going to be easy, to rush their process, to rush all the times that they had with pitching, when they could step off, when, they could take their time and stuff. It's not going to be easy for for the major league pitchers. It's just not at the end of the day. But I think, just ending this video, I think definitely David Peterson should get the fifth starter role for the New York Mets. I just think he's a I'm not going to say he's the best pitcher, but definitely I like David Peterson. I think he has a really good slider, a good changeup, definitely a pretty good fastball. He just needs to, just pitch. That's all he has to do, and that's what he has to do. And he'll get his outs. His ERA was 3.83, and that is lower than Tylor Megill. So he's more durable. He's definitely more consistent than Tylor Megill. So definitely, I think, yes, David Peterson is probably going to get this role with the New York Mets. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely, this is where you get your latest Mets media, everything you need to know about the Mets. I love you guys so freaking much. This is All Things Mets Media. And I'm definitely going to be live streaming and doing things more on this channel. Definitely, when I move into my new apartment soon. And, man, I just can't wait because you're going to get so much content from this channel. And, I'm trying my best, to record content for you guys now. But, man, I'm excited about the season 2023 New York Mets. Let's freaking go. LFGM for life. Love you guys. Have a great one.